guy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you fight Matt Human Pancras?
I never did. He was kind of a weight class below me.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went superstar quick, and then he kind of slowly stepped. He was a little bit slower in his progress, so we never lined up. But I always liked him. He's a great guy.
How would you rate the skill set of Funaki and Suzuki if they were to be in UFC? Because they were always in Japan. One of them fought Hickson.
Yep.
And it was a very close fight. I can't remember if that was Funaki or
Funaki did, yeah.
Funaki, that was a really close fight. But they were the Japanese stars of that organization. And you and Ken coming in as American, and then, Boss coming in as a Dutchman, right? So how would you rate those guys?
Their skill was 2 levels, 3 levels, 4 levels above anybody else I ever met. And it's because they did it their whole lives.
And they were Carl Gotch guys.
Yeah, by the time we were training with them, they were 20 years into the game. Like they, starting out as teen, they were the Diaz brothers. They started out as 12 years old, and now they're 30, and they just had such knowledge. They're just beyond. And I traveled the world. I taught everybody. I wrestled with everybody. These guys were just of the next level. But the only thing that I would say hindered them, and you'll see it in the Hickson fight, is their base was pro wrestling.
Yeah.
It wasn't about smashing people. It wasn't about, beating people down in that physical way that MMA is, or that, street fighting is.
It's all about the rules, right?
Right. And so, so your psyche gets a little soft, because you're not fighting for your life. You're kind of, it's a game. Right? We're doing this, we're doing that. So when you meet those guys that are like, I'm here to kill you and we're doing this thing for real, it's a challenge for a guy like that, or those guys after 20 years to shift and go, okay, we're going to be killers today and not performers. But right? The other guys, I'll kill you, and you're like, I'll perform.
And I remember that Hickson fight with Funaki was probably the closest fight I remember Hickson ever having, though. That was a very close fight.
Well, I love Hickson, but he never fought nobody.
No,
he never fought anybody with any high-level talent.
Yeah.
Funaki, God bless him at the time, was already old.
The second time he fought Takada, it was really close.
Yeah.
And Takada wasn't really considered to be that great, and it was a really close fight. So, I agree. I think, and that's kind of interesting. It's sort of maybe a little controversial, but I've done a lot of interviews with Art Davey. I love Art. He's a good friend.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And he came up with Orient, and Gracie, and that's how they started. But if you talk to Art Davey, he'll tell you, those early UFCs were sort of infomercials to promote the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Promote,
They had the trademark, they had the whole thing. And the reason why Hickson got so valuable and so popular is after Hoist won, he made this real simple comment to Japanese press. He said, "Oh, you're the best, you're the best." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm good. My brother is 100 times better than me." And that one line made Hickson the god in Japan. It was like the guy. It was amazing the dynamic that it created.
And he kind of protected himself.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he was smart. I'd have done the same. I'd have been like, "Yep, don't need that."
Oh yeah, I've got an interesting question. I think when you do this, it's ingrained in you. It's in your blood, and sometimes certain fighters. Some go out at the right time, some maybe stay a little bit too long. Some go out and then have the urge to come back, as you've seen Ken did come back and he fought Tito for a third time. I think Liddell stepped back in the ring not too long ago. Do you think it's because they miss it? Or is it, obviously money's a big contributing factor for everything at the right amount. Oh, Hollywood will get in the ring, and I've never been in there a day in my life. But do you think it is some of just missing being in there, that feeling that you get, even though you probably shouldn't be in there, you just miss it? You have this in the professional wrestling world too. Guys that really shouldn't be in the ring, for maybe even health reasons, they still want to get back in there. I think it's a mix between the money and the passion, but what do you think?
For me, it was all about the money.
Yeah.
That's why I never came back. Because I made enough money where I was like, "Good luck, team. Take my knowledge and gather on." Because it's violent. I don't know what everyone else was doing, but I trained my mind to be like those guys that were trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
So I went from performance and we're going to entertain to I will kill every human being while I'm on my journey, and that's part of the thing, because that's what people wanted to see. They wanted to see me destroy people. They wanted to see me get it done quick, and so it took a mindset to go in that direction. Yeah, most of those guys, they just need the money. But here's the thing: if I needed money, I could go make $5 million tomorrow. I'll be like, yeah, I'll fight him. Like, let's go do this.
Right.
I'm old. I'm broken. I shouldn't be performing.
It's
I don't
a
want to
young
get
man's
punched in the
game.
head.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to get my nose. This nose cost me $20,000. I don't get my nose messed with. Like, no. So yeah. But the other thing is, and I watched Ken as a great example. My older brother. I watched him when he didn't have money. But he was hurt, he still had to perform because he didn't have other revenue streams or skills or broadcast ability. Like he didn't expand his talents. So knee goes out, you still got to fight. And that's not how you perform at the highest level. That's how you get hurt. That's how you get hurt worse. And so I was always teaching, I was always presenting, I was always creating other opportunities. So I didn't have to, perform not at my highest.
Right. And he dabbled a little bit in the WWE too. And back in the days when Vince was running things with an iron fist, that was kind of the old motto: is people didn't want to go out for injuries or anything like that, because if you went out, you didn't get paid, and you lost your luster as the star or the role. So people, a lot of times push through it hurt, and I'm assuming it's the same way in the the fighting. If you can't, like I said, if that's your only option, and you're not good, not everybody's cut out to be a color commentator like King. So you got to kind of pick those guys carefully, because a bad commentator can turn you off from the sport altogether.
Kill the whole thing. Well,